Well, good afternoon. Howdy, howdy.
Hello.
And holy crap, Jeff Kane with the 20 gifted memberships right at the jump.
Jeff Kane, you madman. Thank you.
I don't even know if I can scroll up enough to see who got them, but
Do we have 20 people who even want memberships?
I think they get them whether they like them or not at this point.
Yes.
Okay, I
it's
can see the
always fun to
list.
see, like, oh, I don't even know who that person is.
Yeah, so like the first two, I don't think I've ever seen in a chat. Jody's Australia, One Drop Aquatics.
Welcome.
I've seen Andrew R around, LS Aquatics, maybe Jason GC, maybe 3G, of course. Everybody knows Greg.
Yeah.
Mickey's Aquarium, seen him for sure. Eakins and Fishcapades. That used to be Mel Wool, and she changed her name to Fishcapades. Jeff Rowe, seen Jeff Rowe around. Chris Ladd as well. Late to Lamb, Latoya. Rachel S, not sure. Nicole F, for sure. Like she fills out the plant form and she gets plants, member plants.
A
Long
lurker.
Family Soul, for sure. Michael, met him at the Clash. Shane, Tanks and Bowls, Malcolm Reynolds, seen them. New Local Austin, Mountaintop Puffer Keeper, Aquatic Fanatics UK. So yeah, mostly people we've seen around. It's a good list.
Nice.
Good job, Jeff. You picked the good recipients.
Welcome to membership. I mean,
a little late to fill out the form for this round of plants because Jen and I are going to be cannibalizing the planted tanks today and sending out the last round, I believe.
And it's getting cold up in the north soon.
Yeah,
it's not going to be good to ship. I mean, we're really close to having frost over the weekend here, but we still haven't had a frost yet. So, but you know, it's expected. Usually we would get one by now. So
if we get a frost, it'll be possibly in December, but more likely late January.
I mean, our date of first frost is supposed to be October 15th. We haven't had one yet. We are going to hit 80 this week, which is crazy. It's clearly not 80 now. I'm in a sweater, but
it's the first thing I noticed.
It's been kind of hot this fall here. Definitely seasonably above average, but I'm going to tear down the ponds next weekend because we are going to Germany on Tuesday. So
2 weeks in Germany, right?
Yeah, 2 weeks in Germany. So
Jake's got to learn things, and you get to go visit the Brazilian fish shops just in that one area.
Oh my God, yeah, and like there's, I guess, somewhat of, I don't know, it's kind of famous. Like they have a pretty big YouTube channel. It's Garnelio.
Okay.
On Instagram, they're Garnelioed because it's DE at the end for Deutschland.
Nice.
You can look at their Instagram and wow, it's amazing. And that's in Mannheim. But like, I mean, I've seen the videos Aquarium Co-op has had of their fish shops and they're really great. I can't, unfortunately, take any livestock home or any plants unless I get a phytosanitary certificate, which I did look up how to do, but the website's in German. And I don't know, I'd need Jake to help me with it because I don't speak any German. But
maybe it's not a pain to do it. It might be
I don't
worth
know.
giving it a shot.
Think it might be a pain. I think the phytosanitary certificate is like $70. The only thing I would want to take home would be tissue cultures.
Yeah.
Which they are really cheap over there. Like the dollar right now is pretty good. But I mean, they also have they have Dennerle tissue cultures and Tropica, and I mean they just have so much more choices.
I mean, if you can look at that, how to do that stuff online, you can maybe kind of get like a general sense of everything involved just by doing like the translate this page feature on Chrome, just to see kind of what the process is and the cost. And
I know that stuff needs to be inspected to make sure it's not bringing home any pests, which tissue cultures shouldn't be a problem. As long as I wasn't bringing home any invasive species, which like if they counted the whole United States, well,
it's a lot.
Maybe some of them would be invasive in Florida. I don't know. It's probably not going to happen though. It's probably going to be too hard for me to take home plant. I'll take pictures. As for equipment, I might buy a light because I have one of my Fluval 3.0s broke.
That's a sign. It's definitely a sign.
Yeah, and I could carry that on. Okay, so Luke has advice for me. So Luke says I did it in May in Japan. It's not super difficult. It's just that it'll take fucking forever. Also, they took my tissue cultures for some unknown reason and cut all my roots off the others.
What kind of sadistic crap is that?
Yeah, and I don't know if I don't want to add to like Jake's time at all because like I'm just tagging along on this trip. Like he's going for work, his company is paying for it. So I don't know. I'll probably like translate the website and see what it says. And have him help me with it maybe. I don't know. But I mean, I wouldn't mind buying a bunch of tissue cultures there.
Maybe worth a shot.
What?
Is it maybe worth a shot just to see what you can get away with?
Yeah, I mean, if nothing else, it will be fun to look at stuff. And, you know, there might be equipment I might buy. But, and I'm not going to go to a million fish stores there because I'm probably, you know, I'm going to do other stuff while I'm there. But I am going to go to some because, or at least that one that's so big that it's really like 5 minutes from my hotel. It's like a train ride away. So, and the trains go everywhere. It's Europe. So, yeah. So I don't know. I'm pretty excited about all of it.
I mean, it's exciting. Even if you don't get to buy anything, just like visiting, take pictures and video.
Yeah, I'll post some on the Discord.
I mean, assuming they let you film in those stores and stuff.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I don't think they'll have a problem with it. I mean, they have a pretty good social media presence, so
yeah,
seem cool with that. So Luke says, then on this side, TSA sat on them for several hours, but did absolutely nothing to check them. My bags were untouched. Just had to sit there.
Just to see how nervous you get.
Yeah, I don't know if like Jake and I are going to be up to sitting for hours at the airport because like we're going to get back here because we're going to leave at noon Germany time and we're going to get back at like 3 p.m. our time to Chicago. And I mean, it'll be just like a night of sleeping never happened because we're going to be so exhausted. It's a direct flight to Chicago.
Yeah.
And, you know, then we've got to get through customs and, you know, he has to work on Monday at like 8:30. My schedule is much more free than his is, but like.
I've never had to travel that far, but I can imagine it would be probably a minimum of a week for me to recover and feel like a person again.
I mean, yeah, it's not easy because he's done it a few times now. You know, you're just a zombie at work when you get back. So, I mean, I've traveled far before, but I've never switched time zones that much.
I saw Dennis Christensen popped into chat.
Hi, Dennis.
So how are things going, Dennis? I think I heard that that you possibly developed pneumonia, which that sucks.
Yeah. Oh no. So
like had to go back into the hospital.
Yeah. So you're not home? Let us know how you're doing.
A bit of a setback there, but hopefully
we are very glad you're chatting. Yeah. So new person in the chat, Hydroponic Aquarium and Plants. Nice to see you.
She joined the Discord the other day.
Yeah, I did notice that. So welcome. These are my hydroponics. Here's my hydroponic wall there.
Very nice.
Yeah, and then I've got stuff growing above that tank too, and I put new lights on there.
So Tim would like to know how the pink flamingos are doing.
All right.
And as always, the answer is bad. Just how it is.
Oh,
they're not dying, and you can see like a new leaf will grow, and then it'll get sad really fast. And
you know, maybe I should try them again because.
Yeah, you should.
I mean, I got a good 8 months out of them. I had the problem when I moved them, so you just have to be very committed to where you put them.
Yeah, this is an old leaf,
so algae attack. game over. But this tank is super stable now. It doesn't get algae anymore.
Yeah, this one seems to be doing something. These are old leaves melting back. Like the specimen that Tim gave me was really nice, but obviously those leaves are not fit for this tank. They're just like, no, can't handle it. It's a little bit of a washed out photo too. Like they're a little pinker than the way they look on
Yeah, I mean, it
camera.
might be acclimating, and it might put up new leaves that, you know.
And I haven't just tried to put one in like very low tech environment. I keep trying to get them like the best start with CO2 and highlight and aqua soil. So I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I know, maybe. I don't know, maybe I'll try them again. I'm pretty happy with where this tank is at. And I would not put pink flamingos in here because they would get swallowed up by the Marsilea. It just, it's not a good. I don't know.
So this one is fairly new underneath the Chihiros, and it's actually doing a little better. So like this needs a trim bad. I've been waiting to harvest for plant shipping today, but yeah, this pink flamingo down here is doing a little better.
Yeah, I mean it's getting plenty of light because of the Chihiros, and yeah.
And the Aereo Vietnam is growing. Like it's like they have some old leaves melting back, but I got some new ones growing in, so maybe it'll be all right as long as I keep the CO2 high. We shall see.
Yeah, I'm glad that Aereo is doing well. That's exciting.
Yeah, and then this is the one that Luke sent me a while back. I've divided this one many times, and
Yeah,
it's
and I had some of that one.
doing really well.
Malaya Tour, wasn't it?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, and I've got some of that one too. It's never been very happy. It's not dead.
It's not fast, but yeah.
Doesn't do well for me, but I think it was too shaded. It's getting much more light now though, because I thinned that tank out a lot. So I think it was just too shaded. That happens.
And then I planted a little bit of Rotala in here just for funsies, and now it's like
now you have a lot of Rotala.
Yeah, sometimes I need a reminder of why I don't keep a lot of Rotala, and so it's taking up a lot of space now.
Yeah, that is what the Rotala do. Yeah.
And I got from the wet spot in the mail today. It was a little delayed. I ordered 2 different kinds of boosts. One of them was like marble bullshit something. And then the other one, or no, maybe rainbow. And then the other one is like purple, heavy quotes, asterisk, purple. And then a tissue culture of Ludwigia sphaerocarpa, which I've tried before when I knew less of what I was doing. So I'm gonna try it again. I think it's probably one that's gonna need low KH, but we'll see.
Yeah.
If I can make it work in high light and high CO2.
So Green Machine Sweden asks us, do you have any tips on plants for a cold water tank? Like very cold. I mean,
how cold are we talking? Like
how
low
cold
60s?
are we talking? Is it a temperature that you're comfortable having at your house? Because plants prefer it to be cold. Mm-hmm. Like they do better in like the low 70s. I'm sorry, I don't know what that is in Celsius right off the top of my head. But they'll do fine in the 60s also. So I can't imagine you would want your tank in your house much colder than that. But I don't know. I mean, you could try things that are native to North America. There's Vallisneria. There are Ludwigias that grow in colder temperatures just fine.
But yeah, and what about Aponegitans? Don't they kind of prefer a little bit cooler?
Yeah, they prefer it cold, like Madagascar lace. Mm-hmm. They do prefer it colder. But honestly, I think almost every plant will be just fine. Plants would prefer cooler temperatures than warmer temperatures. By far. It's much more difficult when people ask us, what can I keep in my discus tank at 83 degrees?
Let's see. Dennis said caught pneumonia a few days ago before being released from rehab and sent back to the hospital. Ugh, that sucks. Hospitals heal us, but they also get us sick.
Yeah,
Sometimes.
what are they? Nosocomial infections, I think. Hospital infections. I'm very sorry. I hope that that you get better soon and that you can keep in good spirits. And we're all thinking about you. So
Indeed.
The Zen Ginger, 70 degrees Celsius is equal to 158 Fahrenheit.
I don't think anything can. I don't think any fish or plant can tolerate that.
That's like thermal hot springs. They're bacteria that can survive.
Can get down to 50 degrees Fahrenheit just a few weeks in midway. So 50 degrees Fahrenheit, I mean, I don't think that's like plant killing temperature, especially if it's not permanent.
Yeah, I think most of your stuff will be fine. I mean, I have stuff in my ponds right now outside that is getting down to 50 degrees. I mean, because I live in Indiana, which is a temperate climate, and it's fall here. I haven't torn things down. So I think you could try lots of things. But otherwise, I would look for North American natives, not like from Florida, but from my part of the world. You could try that. But in general, I would just try anything and it'll be fine. All right. What do we feel about Florida sellers that just purchase from farms and resell it back to us? Yay, nay, or don't care? I assume you're talking about plants.
Yeah.
Well, the ones I really don't like are the ones that flip like from Thailand sellers. I think that's much more common. A lot of those plants come really bad.
Yeah, and especially if you're talking about plants that might be harvested through unethical means.
Yeah, like boosts. Wild harvested boosts is kind of a problem.
Yeah.
As for Florida sellers, I mean, if they're submersed, it's great. I don't mind. I mean, we all have to make money. And, I don't buy all my vegetables directly from the farmer. I guess I do buy some, but, the middleman makes a buck, like the grocery store. So I don't have a problem from that standpoint. I would like to see more immersed plants that had been converted because submersed plants, because they're all grown out of water and some of them don't convert that well. There's no company though that really converts things before you buy them.
Yeah, I mean they get them started because there's kind of a spectrum of the Florida plant sellers. Like I don't know where Garden of Eden gets their plants, but I mean, a lot of them are just farmed plants, but then they put them in there and in their tanks and they get them growing for a while. And they're always pretty robust plants anytime I buy from them.
Yeah.
There are others that they don't even take them out of the plastic bag before they're flipped and shipped to someone else in the United States.
Yeah. And like Florida Aquatic Nurseries is a good company and they've been doing this a long time, at least since like 2005. And they grow really good stuff. So I don't really have a problem with them. It's just kind of some of the ones that are from like Thailand and all that. And they, some of those places that they're just flipping plants.
Yeah. And then like I would choose to buy from a place like that based on how readily can I get it from somewhere else. Like it wouldn't be my first choice to get from a place that I know flips them like that.
Yeah. In general, I prefer to buy tissue cultures these days. They're a better value. I think they convert better.
Yeah.
Just think they're all around a better product.
And you can like hedge your bets with one too, because instead of buying one sword in a pot, you have like 5 swords. And so you can put them in multiple tanks and
I mean, one pot of Rotala is enough to completely do a tank. It's
and
like 20
another tank and another tank and another tank.
Yeah, it's like you never need to buy 12 pots of Rotala. You can do a full foreground with like 3 pots. Yeah. And that's with good coverage. Like you could stretch one pot. I wouldn't do that. I would use a little more than that.
Well, and if not, just wait a couple of weeks and then you have enough for another tank.
That's true. Yeah, but I just think foreground. I just think tissue culture cups are usually the way I like to go. And
Zen doesn't
somebody
want to
has
be
to grow them.
patient though. She wants it now.
I don't know. I honestly think tissue cultures grow faster in a lot of cases. They certainly do for foreground plants. For rotala, like how fucking fast do you need your rotalas to grow? Like they grow just
Yeah.
as fast because the conversion process is a lot easier because they're kept in that humid environment. So I don't think they're. I mean, maybe a sword tissue culture cup is slower, but I mean, a lot of swords get so big that it's kind of nice to enjoy some of the period where it's manageable size a little longer and you don't have to go through any ugly conversion. And as for crypts, I mean, your crypt is, if you get a potted crypt, it's gonna die back completely anyways. So like, you know.
Speaking of swords and size, how much taller should I expect this hate eye pearl right
Well, this
there?
is my hate eye pearl right here, and it is full grown. I do trim it every now and again just because it gets too
Mm.
fat. It's not getting any taller ever. So this is my 90,
Yeah,
and it
yours looks
goes,
exactly like mine.
yeah, it goes
Mine was
about
sold as
halfway up.
variegated, but
Yeah, and
okay,
I just trimmed the front of it a little bit today. And
gotcha.
it never really gets any bigger than this. I have had it send off a pup off the side, which I've pulled, and I sent that one to Bentley. And then I'm propagating it right now. It's sending up that stalk.
Oh, nice.
It's slow to propagate. I mean, this will take a couple months at least for me to get a baby on there, but I'm going to send that to Dee Dee because she wants one. So yeah, Hate Eye Pearl is my favorite sword for people who want just a manageable sized sword. Sorry, that's not showing
Yeah,
very well.
I have it right now in the
Yeah,
foreground to watch it. I imagine this is a 40 breeder behind me, so it's not going to
it's
stay in the
probably more
foreground.
background for a 40 breeder, but in a tank this big, it's kind of good, like mid ground. It's got good
Yeah,
color. Doesn't
and I
get
don't
too
mind
big.
moving swords around other than just the gross
They're
cloud of
fine. Yeah, and
the
honestly,
mix.
like when I had this one in the back, it got way too shaded and it did nothing. And I thought it was dead. It just did nothing. It did nothing for like a full year until I moved it to the front. So it's a slower sword, but it is definitely my favorite sword, at least of the ones I've tried, because it's really well behaved.
So first, Lando, thanks for being a member for 9 months, a whole 9 months. It was
Yay!
great to meet you at the Clash and your dad too.
Yeah, it was nice to meet you.
So I missed some questions. Let's see.
I know
And it
we're so far
says,
behind in chat. I mean, I would say we're
well,
doing our best, but I don't know that we are.
we're doing the best that we intend to do in the moment, I
That's
guess,
right.
which varies moment to moment. So I think this is the one. Green Machine Sweden would like to try Japanese plants as they fit the biotope. Just cannot find that many from there. Please drop the names for any you know. Japanese plants.
I really love
Man,
Blixa japonica. I assume it's from
Flixes
Japan. It's a
sounds.
really nice plant. Here's some growing right here. There it is. That pink stuff in the front, so pretty. And I think that could take the cold. It would be just fine. It needs CO2 though.
Oh, wow, yours is looking much pinker than mine. Really nice.
Yeah, it's not bad. That clump's been growing for a while. I love my
If
manga.
Luke
It needs
Luke is
CO2.
still here, I bet he could rattle off a ton of
Yeah, Luke
Japanese
probably
plants.
knows more than I do because he's been to Japan too.
Yeah,
So, but I love that plant. Needs CO2.
hydrocotyle. Can hydrocotyle do cold? I don't know.
I mean, I've got some of that growing right now in my pond, actually immersed, and it's doing fine. I mean, it got down to 33 on Sunday. So I think so. I mean, I don't know if that's true of every hydrocotyle. This is verticillata or verticillata. I don't know how you would want to pronounce that. I would say verticillata. And it's doing just fine with cold. Like it's in the bog box. of my filter. So I think that'd be okay. All right,
And
Garage Gills. I don't know you. Welcome if you're a new person.
I've seen him around.
All right. I'm not keeping up with all the new people.
You
I
have to
suck.
be in every stream all the time.
I know.
What's
I
so hard
know.
about that?
It's so hard. I have some Marsilea tissue culture left over but rinsed. I'll need it for another tank soon. How do you suggest I store them? That one keeps really well in the fridge. Put it in a Ziploc baggie. Put it in your crisper drawer. Don't mix it up with your salad. I mean, maybe you could eat it. I don't know.
Probably wouldn't
But
taste
your
very
wife will not be happy if she mixes it up with a salad. Or your husband. I should not assume your gender or orientation.
You should not assume that the
Your
wife does the
spouse.
cooking.
Your partner. Okay, Luke says, sorry to disappoint, guys. Not super well versed there. Although I do believe Cardamine lirata can be found up north there. And I know it can take very cold temps. Only one off the top of my head. Well, there you go. I'm not real familiar with that plant. I have never grown it because I'm assuming it's a stem and I do not like stems.
Yeah, I'm pretty bad at remembering what country or continent that a lot of plants are native to.
Yeah, if
and
I
I
knew
kind of
for
get
the-
like, I know Asian plants, which is like, are they native to Japan? Who knows? Japan's an island, so.
Well, and Japan is huge. I mean, Japan is like the same length as California, maybe
Yeah.
even a little longer. So, like up north, Japan is really, really cold, and down south is pretty warm. So, it's a big country.
So, is there an easier way to heat racks? I have 11 tanks on it with only 7 or 8 heaters. So, what you put the heaters on the bottom tanks and let that warm air rise out of it. I mean, I don't know if it's like going to equalize in temperature. It just depends on what you're keeping in the top racks. And then there's also the heat the room.
Yeah, that's always the gold standard for people who have a fish room is just heat that room. It's safer because heaters all suck and they all fail.
Yeah.
And
I want to spend time in my fish room though. So
yeah, it's cheaper. I mean, as for me, I like being warm. I don't like being cold. So the thought of having a room that is every day 75 degrees that I could hang out in.
75 is okay.
Good. Yeah, and I don't keep any fish that want to be hotter than 75. So, and I could keep them at 74 or even maybe 73 and they would be okay. So the thought of having a room that temperature sounds really, really nice to me. But
and then
heating
last
the room
week,
is the best.
Corey was talking about his automation where like the temperature will go to 72, trigger his AC unit while he's in the room, and then when he leaves, heats it back up.
Yeah, I mean, and I would still have to run AC during the summer for a fish room. I don't run heaters at all during the summer because my house is always over 75 degrees because I like it warm and my house is drafty. So
we're about to be in the awkward phase where we have to run the AC during the day and the heater at night.
That's insane. I never do that. I always suffer. Like I feel like it builds character. So like I've not turned on my heat yet. I'm just cold. That's builds character. And then in the spring, I'll just be hot.
So J-Rock, off topic, but it's a topic that I am very into. So he's working on a project in need of AI to help contour a few things running into a chat GPT limit. Is there a better AI that has unlimited prompting that anyone knows of? When you say unlimited prompting, do you mean like long prompts, or just the fact that there's are you looking for unlimited and free, or higher token, but or something that can interpret longer text or longer groupings of documents? Because my answer will be different depending on what you're looking for. But I do, in addition to ChatGPT, I like Claude.
Claude.
Yeah.
I like the name Claude.
And then if you're talking about taking lots of long documents together and kind of making your own like in chat environment out of like up to 50 documents that can be hella long, Notebook LM by Google. It's a new service. It's really good. And it will generate an audio podcast based on those documents. It's really bizarre.
That's so weird. God, can you imagine one of my documents in podcast form?
I uploaded transcripts of some of the videos I'm working on, and it turned into like this podcast where it was just like praising me as a creator, and I was like, okay,
You
that's
are a good creator. It's true.
yeah, I don't believe this bot would be discerning in any way. It's strange, but
Broken
you
your
know,
ego.
AI is in that weird, awkward phase where it can be useful, but the way we're using it for the most part is horrible.
Have you used the Microsoft, what is it, Copilot?
Yeah, it's runs from OpenAI.
Yeah, I
It's
have
kind of
not
a chat
really.
GPT.
I don't really like it. But I'm not very good with AI. I'm a really good person to ask.
And if y'all haven't noticed, if you go to at least on my phone, I haven't looked at it on desktop. If you go to a YouTube video now, there's an option native to YouTube to summarize and ask questions about a video without having to watch it. So yay for creators who are looking
Yay.
for views and watch time and things like that. None of that's necessary anymore to glean the gist of a video.
And the thing I don't like is you can't turn that shit off because like I would like to turn off like for instance the AI summary of a live stream. I mean, I just really don't care about AI's like summary of Steamy McStreamy. Like
It
I
doesn't
just
know what's
don't
going on.
care.
There is
It's
no AI in the world that knows what goes on in that stream.
it's not valuable to have an AI summary of it, but you can't turn that shit off. So
Yeah.
So J Rock said that ChatGPT is timing him out on responses, and he's trying to define some caricatures that he's creating.
Okay. So it's, I mean, I don't think you can get around that to have like a good large language model for free. Like you might have to sign up for one of them for a month or something while you're working. I've been signed up for 3 of them at once before just to do some comparisons when I was working on stuff, but then I just cancel them after that.
Yeah,
I was signed up for at least like 10 different, like paying for 10 different AI services at one time when I was testing them out. It can, the nickel and diming for that kind of stuff can get really high and like add up pretty fast.
I really appreciate that Steven is doing all this, so I don't have to.
Yeah. And doing other stupid things like having the pH monitor in this tank behind me, actually.
I know what I'm doing for Steven is I go to yoga, so he doesn't have to.
Yeah, that's really helpful.
That's what we do.
I'm reaping none of the benefits, but you know, it's nice
Oh
to know
no,
someone's doing it.
but someone's doing it. It reminds me of so my brother-in-law is this like tall skinny guy and he doesn't exercise. My sister, she exercises a lot, and he went to the doctor, and the doctor, you know, he's like in his 40s like I am, asked him like, so are you exercising every day? And Andrew said, well no, but my wife rides her bike like 30 minutes a day. And the doctor said like, that doesn't count for you. it's not transferable. So Jake and I will always talk about like if one of us doesn't work out, like, oh, but I did. Like it's, you know, I did it for us. All right. Biz 513. I don't know you. Hello. Do you like the red rainbow? Oh no, I do know you. You're Edward. Why can't your name just be Edward? It's so confusing.
Put your phone number in your name too.
Yeah, yeah, and your address.
The earring
like
reds.
the red rainbows?
Oh,
not the earring red. Okay, so the pseudo incisus, that's what we're talking about. But the rare ones, okay, so Callie, Moisey, Susie I, Casuensis. I like Casuensis and Susie I. I think they're really pretty. They're more of a maroon color and they change color a lot. But like I am very into blue rainbows, so I have not kept them. I want
I'm
all
the
of
same.
my
I like
fish to be blue.
the blue and the green and the turquoise.
Yeah. So I have not gotten those yet. And I don't know that I ever will because there's so many blue rainbows I want. but they're beautiful. If you go on Rainbow Fish Live, Ryan Lee, so is Hoon Aquatics, he has a lot of pictures on there because he's kept them. Yeah.
See, J Rock asking if you found a good way for one AI to pick up where you left off on the last AI. Not really. You have to still give it a bunch of context. Maybe Matt has in the way he's working with it. Not for me, because Matt does a lot of coding assistance with the AI, like feeds it code, spits back code back out. I'm more like feeding it prose or like a scientific paper. It's like shred this for me, or like a government request for a proposal.
Yeah, and I've used it a little bit in my work, but it's been really bad because we have plugins for systematic literature review, and it's just been really, really bad. I can't trust it yet. I don't know. I'm not very proficient in AI. I'm really a Luddite. I'm not good with technology.
Well, it's only as good as
Yeah.
the humans that are feeding it garbage in, garbage out. So
Yeah.
that's why if you try to Google something about the aquarium hobby and
Oh,
Google
it's
gives you
yeah.
that long ass AI summary, it's based on the same crap that appears on the first page of Google results that has been perpetuated. Some is good, some is just perpetuating rumors over and over. And AI doesn't know the difference.
Yeah, it's true. We just have plugins for the software that we use for systematic literature review, and it's not good. It's not good. I've also used like some of like the stuff that Word has and has been testing out. I end up getting a lot of stuff that it sounds really good. It'll say like, patients scored 12 points lower on this patient recorded outcome measure. And I'm like, okay, that sounds really good. And then you go to look it up and it'll have a reference. And it's not in that reference because it's fake. It doesn't know how to like pull things from journals that are it just makes up a reference.
Yeah.
So it's like really, really bad for what I do.
Right.
Can't use it at all.
You have to give it like Notebook LM is good because you can upload like 50 different papers and
Yeah.
it only chooses from that. If it can't find it in the it might still misinterpret something, but
Yes,
at least it's not making up things.
Yeah, so I haven't had that luck with it. Like we'll upload papers to try to write like a state of the art summary, and it still is like citing things that aren't there.
It depends on what you like. Chat GPT
Yeah.
will hallucinate no matter what you feed it. Like it will still hallucinate.
I should try it some more because like
I'll send you a
what I
link to
really-
Notebook LM just to
yeah,
mess around with that, and you can tell me if it's a little bit.
because what I would really like it to do would be to like extract data and build tables. Like if I had like a table where like I wanted like I don't know, let's say like all the maximum blood pressure from every paper pulled or something like that. If it would do it in a meaningful way.
Interesting. Notebook LM might be able to do that.
Yeah.
It just
Because I spend a lot of my time building tables.
Don't you
All I
love building
do.
tables and spreadsheets though?
Well, I mean, but I don't really need to do a lot of data sorting with it. Like I honestly can just build a lot of them in Word, but it takes a lot of time for me to pull all that data. So, God, my job is so fun. Let's keep talking about it.
Yay.
So Edward had something else to say about rainbows up there.
Oh, what do you like about the Synergos so much?
Okay, the Synergos, okay, they are blue, green, and yellow. They're super bright blue, white. So they're super bright, like bluish, greenish, and white and yellow. They're really, really pretty. Yeah, they have a lot of blue in them, but also yellow. Look up Jason Doyle's pictures on Rainbow Fish Live. He's an admin on there. He's from Ireland. He takes very, very good, very truthful pictures that have like sunlight for the lighting, so it's not fake lighting. It looks really good. Oh, we lost Steven. Or maybe we lost me. I have no idea. We lost someone. I don't know. Can you guys see me or Steven? I just don't know.
That was weird.
That's weird. Steven, you're still off. So
Can you
people
hear me
can
though?
see me. I can hear you, Steven, but it says configure camo.
Everything just shut down.
I
Like,
know.
why?
I mean, I guess you could just look at me. It's just Kelly Live.
I tried to open Facebook and it caused that. So
Oh,
I'm
well,
blaming
that's why.
Facebook
God, Facebook
100%.
sucks.
Facebook. Come on. Now I gotta open camo.
Yeah, I feel like you need to see how good Jason's pictures of Synagos are. Why I want them so bad. They're so pretty. I'm not gonna try to open it up though, because like then I'll crash and you'll have no one to look at.
Well, connect a device or not.
Technology makes life better.
Yeah.
While you're trying to do that, I can talk about the stuff I did over the weekend.
Go for it.
So, look, my doors, they stay shut. Oh, it looks so much better in there. I mean, it still looks bad. I mean, but I had a lot of like dead heaters that I were still plugged in, and I had power strips that made no sense, and I put new heaters on this tank, and I cleaned the filter, and it took me 4 hours. What I'm amazed at is like Jeff Kane is building a whole fish room, and like I want to shoot myself from 4 hours of DIY. Like, how do people like? Why do people even like this hobby? Like, I don't know. Like,
There's
people
something
talk
for
about,
everybody in this
I
hobby,
guess, I
and
mean, because like,
woodworking and DIY and renovations is part of it.
because people are like, oh, this hobby gives me so much stress relief. Like Jake and I did not feel stress relief. It took 3 strips to the hardware. Ugh, why don't you mount those power strips? Well, one thing at a fucking time, okay? God damn it.
Why don't you make one of those super clean sumps where like the sump looks better than the tank?
Why don't you come over here and fucking do it for me? God.
No, thank you.
The bar is low for what I can do technology wise. Like, I can't even run a cordless drill by myself. I don't know. I don't want to. Yeah, one thing at a time. God.
That's what Jake is for.
That's right. And here's the thing about Jake. Jake is an engineer. He hates DIY. I mean, he does it because he is a very loving and supportive person. But like, I know he hates doing it. I mean, he never complains. He'll always do it. Well, fucking thank you, Matt. Oh, Aquatic Moose is Kelly. Why don't you DIY some stem plants?
Some channels get demonetized for swearing, but we get paid.
We do. Oh, Jody P, you were too nice.
Oh man, thank you.
It's raining memberships around
Good
here.
Lord,
How
appreciate
are
that.
we gonna get 20 more people?
It's just gonna start picking more lurkers, or someone who one time visited the channel, maybe liked something at some point, and
Maybe
are they even
liked
still
what they
subscribed?
saw.
Nobody knows.
Hmm.
They'll get an email like, "Who is this?" Oh man, where?
Zenny says it's raining memberships. Green Machine Sweden, I don't want to run cordless drills. There are many things I can do that I don't want to do. For instance, Stephen could do yoga. He does not want to. We all must outsource things in this world.
I want to. I really do.
There you go. I don't even think I want to run a cordless drill. I just want Jake to do that for me.
Well, that was an ordeal. Just trying to
That was
open
difficult
Facebook, and
times.
I think it like crashed my my graphics card driver for a second, and That's what made all that. All right. Okay. Facebook, please don't blow up on me. Come on. Facebook wants to show notifications. Block.
Facebook try to suck less.
Yeah, really. All right. I'm looking in Rainbow Fish Live, and I'm looking for who?
Just search for Sinner Ghosts and click on some of Jason Doyle's pictures. Like, he'll be some of the top hits. Because he's posted a lot of pictures.
Okay. And hopefully I didn't miss any questions while we were trying to. I don't have a 49. No, I'm working with two NVIDIA 1080 Ti's. That was the last time I upgraded this PC for gaming.
I don't know what any of those words. I don't know what any of those words mean. I know what I've heard of NVIDIA. They make chips.
Yep.
So Ruby Fish points out, you know, they make mounting tape. You know, again, like baby steps. Like, if you want it, you can come over here and do it, and I will even make you pancakes.
So this is not that guy.
Yeah, his pictures are okay. I mean, that fish doesn't look bad, but Jason's, see, that's not a bad picture there. Like, I mean, it looks pretty fucking good. I'd be pretty happy with that.
Of course, this is not sorted by recency at all.
Facebook, it's lame.
The search and archiving on Facebook is the worst.
The worst.
That's not good.
It's the worst way to run a forum is Facebook.
You know what was better? A better way to run a forum was to have a forum.
Yeah, there you go. There's some of Jason's pictures right there. Oh, boy, that's an old picture.
There we go. Starting to show some promise. So these are some.
Oh, that's some of his old pictures. Like, he has newer pictures than that. He's pictures from this year.
Posted by
Jason Doyle.
That's helpful. Here we go.
Oh, there you go. Like,
now they're fired up.
You do not want that fish. I mean, like, oh my God, it looks so good.
Commodore 64 is acting up.
That looks so good.
Wow. And so do you have a lead on them? I know you did, but now you don't.
I mean, yeah, that guy, I don't know. He doesn't want to sell to me. I don't think he wants to ship fish. So I don't have a lead on them. I have people who say they'll breed them for me next year. So Wes, who is at the Clash, he has them and he's going to breed them. So maybe if I don't have them by next year, I could get them at the Clash from Wes. And I'm like, I will pay you in advance of the Clash and I'll pick them up at the Clash so you won't have to ship them. Like, I want these fish. I could get them from Marcel, but his aren't grown out, and I don't want to grow out fish. It just doesn't suit my lifestyle, and I'm about to leave for Germany, so I can't be hatching baby brine every day. But, I mean, these fish look awesome. They're so pretty.
I just saw Bougie said, 1080 Ti, Jesus probably uses GPUs. I know. I mean, in reality, it's like an 8-year-old video card, but in computer years, that's an eternity.
I mean, it's good enough to do your corporate job. I mean,
yeah, I mean, it's good enough for OBS and streaming and stuff, except, you know, just now when it crashed. So
I guess that you do your work on your own laptop. Like, companies always give me laptops for security reasons. So.
Oh yeah, I have a company laptop. Like right now, I have, like, at this desk, I have a KVM switch, which just switches all my, like, keyboard, mouse, peripherals, and monitors over to the laptop when I'm at work, and then a docking station connected to the KVM switch connected to the laptop.
Yep, that's what I do too. Like, if I have more than one company, I have more than one company.
Oh, these are not Center Ghost, Trifasciata.
Jason has a lot of rainbows. Jason has like he has like a huge shed for his fish breeding. Yeah, he has a lot of good fish.
Are these Glossolepis?
Those two fish at the bottom. I think that's Glossolepis cavia. I think they're extinct. That thread was like, what rainbow fish do you wish you had that you don't? Like we would all like Glossolepis cavia, but I think it's extinct.
They're not in the hobby.
Certainly not in the United States or Europe. So Alex says that Berlin Aquarium is great if we're going there. I'll be really far from Berlin. I'm like a 4-hour train ride from Berlin. So I don't think I'm going to go there. I'll be west and south of Germany. So just south of Frankfurt is where I'll be.
What in the world?
Yeah, isn't that nice?
Welcome to Wet Your Rainbows. Like,
I know. Sue says,
wow.
Don't tease me with rainbows. I can't have. God, I know. Oh, I always want more. They're so pretty.
And now the memes.
Jason. Yeah, he's an admin. I should go to Ireland sometime just so I can see all his rainbows because he has just everything. He's managed to get everything. And like Gary Lang sent him eggs. And so he has like all of Gary Lang's strains. And then Ireland is in the EU, so he can get all of this stuff from Germany. So
Sue Harkey says, "Don't tease me with rainbows I can't have." I know. I can't even have the ones that are available now. I'm out of room.
I know, and I mean, I just bought some, and do I have the room for them? Probably not, but I bought them anyways.
You got Zen over here body shaming rainbows, and Craig would like to know, what size do rainbows start breeding?
I mean, God, they 1 inch, 1.5 inch. I mean, they start spawning right away.
Although it might take a year for them to get to that point, but
yeah, and it also takes like a year. Yeah, it takes a long time to raise up rainbows. So, but most people, like if you're a serious breeder, they will start spawning them like in the quarantine tank, just to cover their ass, like to make sure they have that species still. I am not a breeder though, so Bougie Bish Fish says, I'm sitting like a happy rainbow fool with my Rosario LaCourte Basmatis. Those are very pretty. They have very bright colors. That's a nice strain. So, yeah.
And so there's a new name, Andy's Aquatics. Welcome
Hello.
in. He says thanks for the membership. Probably gifted by Jody P.
Welcome, Andy. Larry D says, why are turquoise rainbows such jerks? I mean, rainbows, like, they don't mean anything by their jerkishness. And I have turquoise. I haven't noticed they act any different from other melanitanias. They're just boisterous. They're quick to the food. They don't attack other fish. They're just dumb. Like, you can't keep placid.
They just don't care about other fish's existence.
Yeah, they don't. And so not every fish will be a good tank mate for rainbow because some fish can't deal with that. Like, but cardinal tetras are not good tank mates with rainbows because they will just cower in the back of the tank, and they don't like that active, boisterous fish. They just don't. So, but that's true of all fish, right? Not every fish goes together. So, but I have never noticed them attacking other fish or really fin nipping. They're just dumb and boisterous. They're sparring nothing. It's just boys showing off for boys.
The only time I've heard about rainbows like picking on another fish is Caitlin DeRozier had her shouted in eye with some the praecox.
Oh,
and
wow.
Apparently they were being nippy with the puffer. I wonder what it was about. What it was about the puffer that made them do that.
And different individuals act differently, just like people. So it's possible. So Bougie Bish Fish says discus and rainbows are not buddies. Yeah, I would agree. Also, rainbows don't want to be that hot. Like, I keep my rainbows at 75 degrees Fahrenheit, and that's pretty good. I honestly would not keep them above 77. I think it's too hot for them. It really shortens their lifespan. And discus, I mean, I'm not a discus expert, but I've heard that you need to keep them kind of on the hot side. And discus, I mean, they don't want to be pestered by a zippy fish. So
Right.
venison barbs, that's a good match.
Barbs and rainbows, good combo.
Congo tetras.
Larger Danios and rainbows, probably okay.
Yeah, and Corys, as long as you feed them well enough, are all
Yeah.
good. Little gobies are good because I have lots of Stiffodon gobies and they're completely happy. So yeah.
Do you
So
think,
the one
would you
these,
keep Melantania pygmaea in a smaller tank? You think
well, I mean, depends on how small. Like I
like
think
a
a
24 to 30-inch tank?
yeah, yeah, I think that would be fine.
Because I wouldn't go smaller than that, but
I think they'd be okay to 29, honestly. That would give
yeah,
them
so
plenty of
that's a
space.
30-inch long tank. If
Yeah,
it's
I think
if it's
they'd be
hauled.
okay. Pygmea, I mean, I used to have Pracox in a 29. They did okay. I mean, they would have been happier in a 40 breeder though, but it's what I had.
Yeah, I got Kamakas behind me, and this is a 40 breeder, 36-inch tank. I
Yeah,
wouldn't go smaller for those.
I've got Kamakas in a 40 breeder too. And but I mean, bigger is better for rainbows. Like honestly, even the tiny rainbows, if I had them in a 200-gallon tank, would look even better. They would have better color. They would be bigger. They would swim more. So yeah.
You ever seen video of like a slightly understocked tank with rainbows and like a super long, like 8-foot tank? They swim. They will use every available
They
lateral
will. They
space.
love it. They're swimmers. They're zippy fish. So, you know, like for things that are midwater swimmers, like other zippy fish. So Sue Harkey says diamonds, Columbias, and Congo tetras. I would agree. Those sound like I haven't personally tried that, but I've heard others really like it. Denison barbs, ruby barbs are good. Take
Yeah,
them.
with tetras, the tetras have to be assertive, and not all of them are.
Yep. So not cardinals, not rummy nose,
Right.
not lemon tetras. See what else have I tried? Harlequin raspberries did a little better.
I had them
They did
with
a
carry
little
tetras,
better.
and they were okay, but I
Yeah.
wouldn't do it again.
Yeah, and I don't think I would do Harlequin raspberries either again. They did okay
Mm.
though. They did okay. They don't I don't think they do great with pseudomcgills, which I know lots of people do, and I don't think they
Yeah,
do
I mean, I
well.
wouldn't attempt it again, just because if I get pseudomcgills again, I'm going to do species only and try to actually spawn
Oh yeah, and they're not
pseudomcgills.
hard to spawn, and that could save a lot of money.
Hmm.
So Joe asked, where would you suggest getting rainbows? I purchased from Dan's Wet Spot and Marcel, but I was wondering if there were other places I should look. By the way, I got Pictus from the Clash.
So
So
did
did I.
you?
I
Nice.
did. So those are three really good sources. Um, Imperial Tropicals is also really good. They breed them down in Florida, and they got their lines from Gary Lang and from Lori Siriala. So they have really good genetics. They do a good job breeding them, and I know people have been pretty happy with them. So I would suggest them. Otherwise, small breeders, Foxy and Peplin, sell some rainbows, and they are awesome people, and they get fish with good genetics because I've helped them get some of the rainbows, and they will get to you alive and thriving. So I would suggest those sources. As
I
for
have some that
Gary,
are indirectly from Imperial, like the offspring of Imperial Tropicals, Bosemani.
yeah,
The I got Peplin Farm rainbows too.
good. Yeah, I have Peplin Farm rainbows too. I have Kamakas from them, and they're really
Yeah.
nice. So Jody is setting up a 230-gallon for turquoise rainbows. Oh my god, this is gonna be so awesome because I love turquoise rainbows. That's gonna be amazing. You're gonna love that tank. It's gonna be so. I'm so jealous. I'm so
Hmm.
jealous. So Larry D says, I've noticed no one messes with my golden barbs. Yeah, that's probably a good option. There's zippy fish. And Alex says Congo tetras. I would agree. I've seen other people do that. They're, more robust fish. It's just, if you have midwater fish, make sure they're zippy and that they don't mind other zippy fish. So Danios are a good choice, like giant Danios. They would do
They're just
well.
not. They're not interesting or fun. Like I would get more rainbows before I got a group of giant Danios for a rainbow
Oh,
tank.
show. I mean, because they take up the same amount of bio load as a rainbow, so just get more rainbows.
Yep.
I mean, that's usually my answer to most thing. Like people ask, what goes well with a rainbow? Just get another rainbow.
Bougie's
All
trying to spawn
right.
honey blue eyes. Yeah, everybody wants
Yeah,
the
the
Mellis.
Mellis. Good luck with that. So the best advice I can give you, I have not personally spawned them. I'm not a breeder, so this is all secondhand. Take it with a grain of salt. They need very soft, low KH water. Better in an outdoor tub than indoors because they really like that wild food. So that's given people the most success. They're pretty difficult to spawn. I've not heard of anyone spawning them in like even water like mine, which is kind of medium hardness. So, but outdoor tub works really well. Of course, if you're in North America, that season is done. Unless you're in South Florida. If you're in South Florida, you're golden. Like, except that the water there, the tap water there is really hard. So you're going to have to use rainwater. So, but they're pretty hard to spawn. What's the big difference between pygmaea and praecox? They're completely different species. They look really different.
The
They're different
pygmaea are actually
colors.
smaller, right?
Yeah, the pygmaea are smaller. They have slightly different body changes. I mean, they're different species. They look pretty different. Between the two of them, man, nothing beats a good praecox. It's so I can't find good praecoxes anymore. Like I had these praecoxes like was it like 10, 15 years ago, and I got them from a breeder. And there is just no genetics like that anymore in the United States, unfortunately. There was a catch location from Pagai that was really amazing. And I know there are some people who have them. So like out in Seattle, Roy Sletfald, Bentley knows him. I don't personally know him. He has Praecox Pagai, but of course does he breed them? No. Because he's a plant guy. I don't breed fish either, but they are amazing. The Praecox that you get now from stores, they just don't look as good as the ones that I had. I mean,
Surely somebody's making the good ones. We just got to find them.
I know. And that's why I'm hoping that I would love to see the Pagai catch location, somebody breeding them, but I have not seen them. But yeah, finding good Praecox has been really, really challenging. There is nothing that looks better, and the males and females are attractive. The males have red fins, the females have yellows. Their bodies are both beautiful iridescent. They're kind of a nice size, like not too big. A school of them looks amazing.
I think the price difference is just extreme. At least I don't
Pygmaea,
know who else sells pygmaea. I know when Dan had them listed, I don't know if they're still in stock, but I think they were like $50 a piece for
yeah,
those.
I mean,
I don't know if I'd pay that.
I think that Wes had some at the Clash, and he's on Aquabit as Rainbow Wes. People really want Pygmaea, and I don't think it's that great looking personally. Like, if I wanted a smallish rainbow that looked amazing, Kamaka, and it's easy to get Kamaka. So Alex says that Lucas Bretz has Praecox from Gary Lang. I assume they're Pagai. Probably. So maybe that's an option. I'm not looking for Praecox at this time, but good. It's really hard to beat good Praecox. They are so pretty. So pretty.
They're like the most affordable rainbow or among it.
Yeah, that's because they were really popular, and they're still really popular, and they have them in pet stores. They just don't look that good as the good ones. So Joe says that Wes has Kamaka too. Yeah, he does. And what Wes is a great breeder. He's a good guy. I haven't bought fish from him, but I would trust him.
Wes,
Foxy
what's
and
his last
Peplet
name?
have Kamaka.
I'm not on the inner circle of all these rainbow breeders.
He's Rainbow Wes. It's Wesley. He's the guy who won Best of Show at the Clash.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, hang on. I'll tell you his name in just a second.
Best of Show, Kalitawa.
Wesley Sterner. Wes Sterner. And his
No,
brother is the one who had those amazing angel fish. So his brother breeds
that's
the
right.
angels, and Wes breeds the rainbows. Yeah, he's a good guy to buy from. Rainbow Wes on Aquabid. I mean, I haven't
Yeah,
bought fish from him, so I can't say for sure. So take it with a grain of salt. However, his fish look great. I mean, they won Best of Show at the Clash. I would take a chance on it.
I think one day we will go to the Clash with the intent of getting fish, but I don't have the tank room for rainbows
Yeah,
for sure. And so whenever I do go to the Clash, the only fish I really look at are the ones in the show, not the ones for sale, because it'll just make me sad. Because Jenna's
yeah,
mentioned Mike's Bulgarian Green would probably be a booth that we would be getting a bunch of fish, and I did not even look for 5 seconds at that booth because I knew.
yeah. I wasn't intending to buy fish, but I did.
Exactly. And
I wasn't intending to buy anything. I had no plans, and I dropped serious cash. So there are lots. If you're on the fence about whether to go to the Clash or not, the vendor room is pretty great. There's lots of breeders who bring really, really great fish. And if you're a person who wants to sell your fish, lots of people at the Clash who want to buy it. So it's definitely worth going for buying and selling.
yeah, the biggest barrier is just like being able to afford to travel there if you
Oh, for
live on
sure.
the other side of the country.
Yeah, for
It'd
sure.
be
And
great for that, like everyone in Fishfam to be able to get there, but I know
yeah,
it's not.
and I mean, if you travel, like it's hard to buy fish because like it's hard to take them home. I mean, you could have them shipped home, but then it's just as expensive as, you know, it's difficult. But I bought fish, so
Yeah. I don't know if Annette is lurking. I saw that Nathan was asking about Crayfish Empire, and I haven't heard anything
yeah, I
about
haven't
him,
heard
but
anything either. I
he's got a
know.
pending order out there.
Okay, yeah.
Uh,
Um, I don't know how his knee is doing. Hoping he's doing a lot better.
yeah.
Yeah,
Great social time and the talks and the vendors and the auction
it's pretty great. Yeah,
and the sing along.
yeah, it's pretty great. I've met a lot of cool people at the Clash, including Sue. I didn't know Sue before I met her at the Clash last year. So
Yeah, there's the non YouTube side of it, and
there you
some of
go.
them you can actually convince. Hey, come over here on YouTube. We're
That's
not all
right.
terrible.
Making
Social
new
media
friends.
can be a positive place sometimes
Right.
in the right context.
We do our best.
Yeah.
We do our best to give you good information. We try. Yeah.
So, do we have any more
So Denny was
questions?
recommending to someone Aquarium Design Group. Boy, I would love to go there. That's in Houston. They are OG aquascapers. Like,
I've only been to 360 Aquatics, which is just firmly a fish store.
yeah, I mean ADG, they're
Mhm.
awesome. They were the first people to get all the ADA products in the United States, and you know, their aquascapes are really, really beautiful. And like it's nice to their aquascapes are also like the kind of like long-term, low maintenance because they do things for clients. So they can't be
Right.
like, trimming rotalas every 2 days. Like,
Yeah, the setup, the photo, and then the tear down, or just like watch it go to shit for
yeah.
6 months.
Yeah. So it's kind of nice to look at their stuff for inspiration.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would totally go to ADG. Someday I will when I go to visit Zenny. Some winter when I show up because I'm tired of being cold.
I mean, that's the best way to do it. Just show up unannounced.
I know. She would love that. If I showed up and said, "Hey, can you pick me up from the airport?" I don't think she would. She'd be like,
But
"No."
how would you get from the airport? You have to depend on her completely.
That's true. I would just have to Uber to her house.
Oh. Ooh. The
Then he said,
chat.
the
is down.
paludarium type setups are stellar. Yeah, they're really great designers. They're wonderful artists. It's very inspiring. So
Have you done anything with your nano tank with the Chihiros?
No, because it's gotta wait until I get back from Germany. I mean, I don't want to, because a new setup, like I kind of like to babysit it every day and water change it every day. So
Yeah.
I don't want to do something and skip town for 2 weeks. So I haven't done anything. I've really just been trying to get these two in really good shape for when I go, and they are in good shape now, and they're filtered cleaned, and so
Yeah, I mean, 2 weeks away from those tanks probably isn't a big deal. Like if you're water changing every week, you're doing the huge water changes, and those plants are not growing like Rotalas grow. And
no, they'll be just fine. And I'll change the water on the Monday before I fly out, so just the day before I fly out, so everything will be clean. And I could have my pet sitter feed the fish. She could, if she wants to, she could. Because I have a biology student come and take care of the cats. So she's trustworthy to feed fish.
yeah,
But I don't want to stress out. Like I would rather.
The only thing that I fed, well, I when we were at the Clash, that's like less than a week. I asked Lillian, I made little portions of Viber Bites just for her to toss into the puffer tank, because puffers are very, very hungry, like hungrier than rainbows. And then I had the auto feeder on my Cory fry.
Yeah.
What?
Lillian is trustworthy, though.
Oh, yeah.
Trustworthy.
Yeah, for sure.
Like I would trust her to take care of my tanks. So
yeah, and she does all of the maintenance for her terrarium with the gecko as well, and she's been very consistent about that.
Yeah, I would totally trust her to take care of my fish. So, but everything will be just fine. So, yeah. So Annette points out that she would pick me up from the airport and take me to the hotel. That's right. She's like, you're not staying here. I stayed at a hotel. I didn't stay at Steven's house. I stayed at a hotel.
Yeah, like our house is not really set up for hosting overnight guests.
Right. Because Jenna's office is where you would have, and we're middle-aged. We can't sleep on sofas anymore. Like our backs will hurt. Like
or a pull-out sofa bed. It's like technically a mattress. Like I don't know if there was a legal definition of a mattress. I'm not sure
they
it would
always
qualify.
have that like metal bar in the middle. Like you can get away with that when you're 21, but now you're old. Like I don't want my back to hurt. So. Scotty says, also done my chicken and rice. So going to switch to the phone. Please give me a 5 to 10 minute warning before you are going to end, and I will come up and fire up my stream. I mean, what if we quit right now?
I mean, we're getting to that point because I got the work emails coming in. I got a few things to wrap up, and so we could just give people a bathroom break before Scotty starts streaming.
Dude, they could go and make themselves some chicken and rice, I guess. Scotty, I hope you're making some fucking vegetables with that. God, make a vegetable. You should eat a vegetable every day, maybe a couple of them a day.
And who else we got streaming after us? I know. So let's see. I believe so at Hagen Hill, Case of the Mondays, they are in 45 minutes.
All right.
And they start on time.
Isn't Steenfot?
And then Steenfot, they do their public stream now before their member stream.
Oh,
and I believe that one starts at 6 as well, in 45 minutes. And
all right.
Then they do the member stream after that. And then there's at some point there's overlap when the Garden of Eaters starts at like 8. There's a lot of streams on Monday.
Isn't Fishy Biz? Isn't he still streaming on?
And then he goes live like an hour or half hour into when the Garden of Eaters starts. Meanwhile, guess what we have on Tuesday?
Well, Bentley.
Sometimes, yeah, exactly, but nothing until Bentley, nothing until 8 p.m. Central. And then Bentley has been working, and so he can't always stream.
But he's been sick too. I think Bentley was sick last week, so
maybe so. It was work or sick. So yeah,
Yeah. Somebody
Tuesdays.
entertain us on
And
Tuesday, please.
Wednesdays, like before and after Dan, like
Yeah, I'm trying
who
to
is
think.
going before?
Me and
Yeah,
Jenna went through the Fishfam link calendar the other day because like there was so many outdated streams on there,
right.
and now it looks a little more barren.
Yeah. So there you go. If you are dying to have your own stream. So Foxanne says that they will have a members live tomorrow.
Oh, okay. We can go down on Peplin tomorrow.
There we go. That's exciting. So tomorrow is Tuesday. You know, the sad thing is like Foxanne always wants to stream like while I'm at yoga. Oh, you're welcome.
Thank you.
I think that you will like the Sinner Ghosts because I think they're amazing. And if you have a sort, like if you want to get them from Marcel and raise them up, I think you're gonna love them. I think they're beautiful. I mean, I've never had a rainbow where I was like, oh, they'll suck. I wish I had gotten them. Like,
Well,
you're not gonna regret it.
I got Petco hybrid rainbows, so
That's
I
true.
can't say the same thing. I mean, they were rainbows, they were fun, they were nice, but once that was the first ones I got, and then once I started to get like real pure rainbows, like, oh, these do kind of suck.
Yeah. I mean, like, but if you get ones with like good genetics, and Marcel's fish all have good genetics, I mean, so yeah. So he says aquabid. I think those are the ones from Marcel, I'm pretty sure. So he's what is he on aquabid? I can't remember at the moment.
Oh, Tuesday is also Watercolors Aquarium Gallery. I did notice they went
Oh, I
live.
don't know who that is.
They were not going. They had a podcast. I didn't realize that they had gone live on YouTube. But yeah, there's a lot of saltwater discussion on there too. But they kind of go back and forth. It's a good stream.
That's cool. Roseline 17. Thank you. It was on the tip of my tongue. Yes, that's Marcel. And I have not bought rainbows from him, oddly enough. I bought Hillstream loaches from him though, and I was very happy. So I can recommend him as a seller. So maybe I go to Wisconsin. He's in Wisconsin. He's in Madison. I go there every year for Christmas because my sister's there. Maybe I'll see if he has any in December because by then they should be grown up enough.
Cool.
Maybe I'll get some then. I don't know. Or maybe I'll just wait till the clash next year. I don't need to be impatient.
Yeah. Rainbows live a long time and they require a lot of space. And like my fish stocking space now is like I have a 9-gallon I can set up. What am I gonna do with that?
I mean, I always say too, like I always want to stock tanks slowly because I don't want to use up the whole pleasure of buying fish all at once because then I can't buy new fish ever. And I love to buy new fish. So, just do it a little time.
Yeah, it was like 18 months to almost 2 years of stocking the puffer tank.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, your first tank, you always want to be in a hurry to stock it because,
and then you learn. You're like, oh, I thought it was cycled. Not really.
Yeah. Then you're a little more patient. So, yeah.
Well, I think I should get my work done and stuff. And then we got to pack plants. So that's going to take some time. So we might call this one an early one. And Scotty will go live when he can go live.
Yeah. Finish your dinner, Scotty. Eat a vegetable, Scotty. Make up some broccoli or something.
A green vegetable. Because potatoes are vegetables. And
they're not. Yeah. Eat a vegetable. Maybe like I had some baby bok choy yesterday. That was really good.
Cool.
Eat a vegetable.
Glad we can entertain you, Candy.
Hi, Candy.
Fine, leave, get out. Yeah, work. But hey, if you have
for a free stream,
if you filled out the plant form and you haven't received plants yet, then probably look for those to arrive this week. Except for Luke, I got to figure out what I can give Luke because he has everything.
What?
And all the high-tech plants that I have came from Luke. So,
Luke wants like Rotala rotundifolia, or maybe like Sagittarius subulata.
and he's a huge fan of duckweed.
Of course. Oh, Debbie's in the stream. Hi, Debbie. I know this is late for you.
But the time changed. They roll back
right
across the pond a week earlier than we do.
Yeah, so she can stay up later. Yeah, Germany, they switch at the same time England does too. So, but I'll be so messed up that it won't even matter when I'm over there. I won't know what time it is.
So you're leaving Monday or Tuesday next week?
I'm leaving Tuesday at 3:00 from Chicago. So
are you gonna be able to stream next Monday? Or are you gonna be
so
busy? Okay.
I think so. I mean, I'm gonna do water changes and I'm getting my hair done that day, but otherwise I don't really have anything major to do on Monday. So I should be able to. If that changes, I'll let you know. But the Monday after that, and we'll see how I feel the Monday after that, like if I'm exhausted.
Yeah, no pressure. I can imagine.
Yeah, but I'm probably not going to want to stream from Germany. I could. It would be like midnight.
Yeah.
So I could, but I'm not taking my laptop, so it would be on my phone.
That can be iffy.
Yeah.
But we'll play it by ear. Otherwise, maybe I'll do like the water change stream like I did before.
Yeah, or you could have a guest on. I mean, you could have Zenny on.
Sounds like a good opportunity.
Zen, you should just fill in for me. You should fill in for me permanently. You can just talk about your pink flamingo crypts the whole time.
I don't know if Zen's here now. I think her internet cut out. She can't hear us. Oh, no, she said no.
No, she came back just to say no.
All right.
I tried to get you a co-host. Oh, wait.
Well, we have a fat kitty or a big kitty or fat kitty. Yay.
Yeah,
I hate being held.
Oh, he likes to be your snuggle. Look at his dumb little face. His dumb face.
Oh, do you want to answer one more question before we leave?
Why not?
A new person has arrived.
Hello,
welcome.
new person.
So
I think
Sean
you meant Doherty Eye.
Okay.
Versus Goiter River. They're both nice. Doherty Eye, I think, looks cooler. But both are nice. You could get either one. They're pretty, but I think that Doherty Eye looks really cool.
Cool.
Maybe Goiter River is easier to find, though. So I think that's all.
Yeah, I think that'll do it. So
all right.
Thanks everybody. And we'll see you I'll see you on McStreamy and then next week for more plant chat. Bye.
Bye.